Hello, my petals, and welcome back to another episode of the Rose Garden. I am your host, Tabla Rosa, aka La Rosa Negra, or Black Rose if you're nasty, and welcome into today's episode. I'm so excited to be back for season 3. I truly am. Insert soundboard claps, because I do not have one. Yes, you're going to deal with the pitter patter of my clapping. You're welcome. I know my hands are lovely. In studio with me today, I have, you all should be familiar with from season 1 if you've been a long time listener. If you're not, let me reintroduce Grey.
Hi, how are ya?
I'm not high, unfortunately, but
Yeah,
you
me
know,
neither. It'd be like that some days.
we roll with the punches and occasionally cry.
Yeah.
And we also have a new guest, Aero.
Hi. My name's Aero.
Relax, they don't bite, especially considering this is going to be played back after you're gone. In today's episode, we're going to address secrets. Do what you will with this information. I'm not condoning, I'm not denying. I'm going to put out this full preface. Nothing that's said in this episode implies any kind of endorsement from anything to do with Rose Garden Entertainment. Thank you very much. But this episode is called Dead Petals Tell No Tells.
Mm-hmm.
Now, P.S. motherfucking A. If I'm keeping a secret from you and you go out your way to find it, whether I told you or not, it's your fault if you get burned, because I didn't want to tell you in the first place. Now.
Ooh. Mm-mm.
Did I lie?
That just triggered me with certain people.
If I didn't tell you something, clearly you weren't supposed to know for whatever reason. If it wasn't time for me to tell you yet, or because I was trying to prepare it in a certain manner because I know you weren't going to digest it in the way I had it so far or the way it was set up. Whatever the case may be, there was a reason why I didn't tell you.
Don't go looking for things that don't want to be found.
Exactly. That's what you get for snooping.
Exactly. When your feelings hurt, that's not on me.
I am a firm believer that if, I'm forgetting the words, but if it wasn't meant for you to hear and you go out to find it yourself, you're trying to hurt yourself.
I support that.
I can agree with that.
I feel very callous in saying it, but I actively cackle every time I think about the prospect of people going out of their way to get information that wasn't for them, because it's like, for example, going out of their way to like nitpick at the one black coworker in the office about, oh my God, you don't talk so much just because I don't like you white motherfuckers. Now shut up. And you wouldn't have had to we wouldn't have this HR problem if you'd have left me alone, because I was minding my business this entire time and you picked at me.
Yeah.
Well,
that ain't on me.
Exactly.
Could have been entirely avoided.
Do y'all want to try your hand at the PS motherfucking A's?
Let me see. I've been taking all my time trying to think about something the entire time of what to say.
I think the most authentic as well as passionate PS motherfucking A's are unprovoked. They just come straight out of the heart.
True. Goddamn.
I'm getting no pulse here.
I'm just gonna go on my phone because I wrote down stuff on my phone.
Oh, not being prepared. Oh, you was ready today. One episode and you said you will never catch me slipping again.
I mean, don't hold me to no standards, but...
No. You got notes now.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can maybe point you in at least one direction. You don't have to go down this route if you got something of your own, but just to spice it up a little bit. Perhaps think about your fave and how she manages the world and her quiet and secrecy.
You know, I like that. I really do.
I figured you would. You are a devout. I can't say it because it'll give away too much before too much is ready. So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you do your thing.
P.S. motherfucking A. If I want you out of my business, stay the fuck out of my business.
Go ahead then. Okay, excuse me.
Am I allowed to curse? I'm allowed to curse, right? Oh, okay.
Have you not heard me cussing like an absolute sailor this entire time? The
Yeah.
entire segment is called P.S. motherfucking A.
You know what?
I'm not gonna give you too much. It's okay.
But it genuinely annoyed because I live at home with my mother still, and this woman is the nosiest being I've ever met in my life. My dad knows it, my stepdad, everybody knows this woman. So, and I don't like people in my business, and that is the one person who's always up in my Kool-Aid for no reason.
So you live with your own personal PI.
Yeah.
At least in this regard, if you sick her on your future boyfriends, you'll never get cheated on.
True. If you look at it that way.
You'll never get cheated on. She always knows where your stuff is because she's always invested in your business. You know, think on the bright side.
I mean, not always in the good way. She in my business. I had a crop top she threw away one time, but we ain't gonna get into that. I ain't gonna tweet her like that.
Not the crop top. Hold on.
We ain't gonna.
Mama.
Let's just not at her.
We
Let's
not
leave
gonna
her
at her. We gonna sub her, but we ain't gonna add her. We just gonna leave it in in them comments.
Some people like to throw away clothes when it's none of their business and they ain't pay for it, but that's all good.
Okay, let me see if I can point you in a direction. Let's see. Perhaps you can talk about the secrecy within your respective community. Do with
Me?
that. Yes, do with that term community what you will, because you exist within a few of them.
I was actually just thinking of one. I was just waiting for a chance to talk.
Oh, excuse me? Oh, damn.
Oh, sorry, sorry.
You gotta jump in here. This is a conversation. Or you just gotta be like, bitch, shut up.
So, yes, motherfucking A. Trust is silent. If you're making noise about something, you're not trusting.
I don't know about that one. You're gonna have to go off a little bit. You're gonna have to go off a little bit. Cause...
Well, if you trust someone, you don't make noise or question their whereabouts or doings. But
I see where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're making a scene or awareness about anything, you're speculating. That's not trust.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
That do make sense.
I can resonate with that.
But I don't know that I entirely agree, only because I'm a very inquisitive person. I will ask a bunch of questions just to ask a bunch of questions. It don't necessarily have to do with trust or lack thereof. I just want the details.
That makes sense.
I'm trying to live your life and mine. Put me in your shoes, motherfucker. Okay? Paint me the picture. I want to be there.
I mean, I guess.
But let's actually get into the conversation of secrets. So, I'm of the thought that secrets aren't a bad thing. There's a time and place for everything. Because some secrets are beneficial, some secrets are damaging, some secrets are very neutral, and some secrets are not to be shared. I genuinely believe that, like, for example, I was making an allusion to it earlier. I'm not necessarily within the respective community, but I have a bunch of friends, so I'm adjacent. The Smash community has a bunch of secrets that aren't necessarily meant to be everywhere. And now that all these secrets are uncorking, it's all turmoil. And not to say that it's not a good thing that these secrets are coming out, but like also they shouldn't have been secrets in the first place, because a lot of this stuff could have been avoided if everybody was paying attention. But there's a major issue of negligence, but I'm not going to touch on it too much because they're very sensitive. They are very sensitive. Alternatively, speaking to your fave as the beehiver here. Not the teehee, hold on. I will drag you.
And I'll take it.
She still can't act. Now.
I agree to disagree.
The only thing Beyonce can ever play is Beyonce, first of all. We had this conversation already.
We did.
She played Beyonce as Etta James.
I'd say she did it well. But that's me.
I think there was one movie. I forget the name of it. But she was fighting some girl about some boy
Obsessed?
in her house.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I think that was a good movie she acted well in.
Exactly.
Come here, white bitch. I'm gonna mop the floor with your bony ass.
Oh my god.
I don't know that. You see, I don't know that was good acting, because it was still very Beyonce as whatever her character's name was.
But a bit like this. If you're Beyonce,
oh yes.
If you're Beyonce, how could you not be Beyonce?
That's a simple question. You're supposed to be acting. You're supposed to be the character, not Beyonce.
But maybe her personality was supposed to be within the character, you know what I'm saying?
I'm finna start hitting them Raven squeals at this point, because it's not giving what it's supposed to have gave. But it's the worst kept secret within the entire both black and queer community, because everyone knows it. No one wants to say it. She can't act, and that's okay. Well, it's not okay, but you know.
I refuse to go with that point.
You don't have to.
I object.
You would sniff her farts out of a paper bag, first of all.
Okay,
so.
No.
That's a lie.
See,
that's a lie.
See.
I have a question.
We might have an answer.
Rihanna can act.
Not really. No. Rihanna's a vibe. She can barely sing.
I think she had some.
Not to say she doesn't give us good music, but Rihanna, I wouldn't classify her actively as a singer.
Nor an actor.
She
Rihanna's the fashion girl. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why she's where she is.
She does have her hits though. She's I consider her Nicki Minaj when it comes to singing, because Nicki Minaj is not a singer, but she doesn't sound bad.
Oh no. What? Nicki Minaj is different entirely. Nicki Minaj is not a singer or someone who carries a tune. She just won't shut up, and you eventually choke it down.
You're not wrong.
I mean, that's
the thing is, she's just not gonna stop singing. So at a certain point, no matter how much you tell her she can or cannot, it's gonna be there.
Yeah.
Cause she's like, whether I can or cannot, I'm gonna do it, and who gonna stop me?
And that's the right attitude.
Who said that? Sometimes I wish she kept her singing abilities a secret.
Alright.
I will say Nicki's a better actress of all the three celebrities you've mentioned.
Okay, honestly, I can say that. I can agree to that. I can wholeheartedly agree with that.
Wait, I'm lost. She was in a movie?
Multiple movies.
Yes.
You see, it's nice weather outside.
Arrow! You really didn't know Nikki was acting in these streets.
No, I did not.
That's
Please,
wild.
please,
You watched Steven Universe. She was the voice of Sugalite.
Yeah.
that.
Oh! Get out.
Not gonna lie.
Walk out. Close the door. Slam the door behind you. I need to know that you gone. Wow!
Have you seen Barbershop?
What's that?
Have you seen Ice Age?
Yes. Oh, she was acting.
Yes.
She's the mammoth, of course.
Yeah.
That's not acting. That's voice acting. That is two different things.
Is voice what?
It counts.
Acting.
Is voice what? Say it one more time.
Voice acting.
It's voice acting. Exactly.
It's not acting though.
Okay, so I dare you to say that on Twitter casually.
You
See if the anime community above all else don't eat you all the way up.
I will right now.
Wow, choosing all the violence. Oh, okay.
Literally.
I'm gonna promote the violence too, cause I'm messy.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Cause I'm messy. Matter of fact, let me. What the hell is your? Here we go. Yup.
She about to. She out here about to tweet the episode out. See what Arrow has to say about voice actors today.
I mean, technically this is episode 2, but still, they got a little while for this touch his ears. But I'm gonna refer back to it, be like, so what was said?
I'm gonna make a whole nother show based off of this one comment.
You're gonna have to make a whole new Twitter page at this point.
Goodbye, Arrow.
Rest in peace. Let's see. I don't know that there are consequences to having secrets, but I think that comes with the grand scheme of making any choices, because if you make the choice to tell someone the truth off rip, it could hurt their feelings. They could not be equipped for it. They could react violently or negatively. There's no, like, any action has an equal and opposite reaction, so I don't really classify.
It'd be the people that ask for the honesty, and then when you give it to them, they react out of pocket, and it's just like, you said you could take this. Why are you acting this way right now?
Because it's honesty they needed, not that they wanted.
I'm on the side of fuck your feelings. I'm gonna say what I gotta say.
Sometimes it do have to be like that.
I am known within all of my varying friend groups for my honesty. In fact, one of my friends is a little upset with me right now because I let her know that if she has a child, do not expect, and this is something that I truly stand on, do not expect the same reliability and dependency you have from me for your child. Your insurance plan comes for one person. That's not covered under your package, and unfortunately other packages are unavailable at this time. I do not have my TT license. I do not have my Gunko license. I don't got none of it. I don't. Matter of fact, especially considering it's still summertime, I'm giving you a fifth of Henny. We finna be twerking. I'ma throw you in the air. Don't worry, I'll catch you, maybe. Or if not, I'll make sure to have a trampoline next to you. And then after that baby fall out, I'm gonna be going to the book of Menagulations 247, and I kick that hoe. Punt. Forced trauma. Blunt.
Oh my god.
Let the church say amen. We not having children's right now. No. No children's. Excuse me. Let me say it the right way. No churn. We ain't had no churn right now. You got to put the full country twang on it.
I get behind that. No churns right now.
You could babysit. I'm all for babysitting in any context. You just not have insurance.
Not I.
In your case, you can drop kids off. You just can't pick them up.
Debatable.
Who debating? Baby, call me Kurt Franklin. I will stomp. Y'all can't see the face I'm making right now, I look like somebody's Grandma Ethel. All I need is a good cardigan and my dentures to start moving. Because, baby, let me get some low-shading glasses and really give you that undercut look. Because, excuse me?
I mean, I got the glasses if you need them.
Oh, no. Where was I at? I got all the way sidetracked.
No churn.
That's what no churn. But I was speaking to the fact of secrets in their consequences. Or basically, I think it's a matter of sometimes there's always a right time and place to have a secret, but I don't think everyone is capable or should be managing secrets because some people are terrible at keeping their mouths closed. Some people actively are too good at lying, and so a secret will turn into a lie real quick because before you know it, you're trying to cover up your cover up.
Mm-hmm.
And let me go ahead and get into that. How do we actually draw the line between being secretive and being a liar? Because my mom and I had to actually grow and find a discernible difference. But growing up, my mom would always tell me omission is a lie, which is like withholding and keeping secrets or not telling things.
I personally don't agree to that, but that's because I used to be and still somewhat am an active liar. Yeah. We ain't gonna delve into that, but you ain't wrong.
No.
But I just feel like some things are better left unsaid.
Come on, Ariana.
Maybe it is a Scorpio in me, but some things I prefer not to tell to people because I'm just like, I don't know how you're gonna react to that, and I don't want the confrontation, so I'm gonna just hold this information for me.
See, maybe that's why I'm so forthcoming, because I crave chaos. I live chaos. I love chaos. I do.
We know. We know.
Not the we know. First of all, you're not gonna give me too much.
All right, let me stay in my lane.
I'm on Gray's side. Perspective. I think unless you verbally ask me for said information, if I'm withholding it from you, I'm not lying to you. I just haven't told you.
I don't know though, because there's certain contexts where not telling me is worse than if you would have just told me the truth. Because, for example, I'm going to pose this and air out my laundry a little bit. I was in a predicament where I was dating someone who happened to not be necessarily out or fully grasped around their sexuality because prior to dating me, he identified as straight. Mm-hmm. And so he actively, not necessarily relished in because it didn't bother him in any context outside of the situation. He was okay with my gender identity, but he was kind of glad when it got to the point where he was introducing me to his family and felt comfortable enough in the fact that I was femme presenting. And so I having conversations, I'm unaware of everything that's going on. He ends up in this big conflict because I'm just talking. I'm all like, yeah, I've been doing this. I'm actively been with him for a few months. We went to queer prom together. And then, what's queer prom? Oh, you know, a space for a bunch of LGBT people to have and relive their chance at a better prom because most of us didn't have a great experience in high school. Mm-hmm. What do you mean by queer? Oh, yes, I exist within the LGBTQ community. And side eyes push across the kitchen. And the way his family is set up, I was with a couple of his male cousins, but most of the female cousins in the kitchen, and he was outside with the burly men and the men on the grill and playing the games. When I tell you dinner was so awkward, we had a big old fight when we got home, and actively we got past it because I suppose it was the chip off his shoulder because it got him out the door. But you see how withholding information can be harmful here? Because if I would have known, I could have helped you I could have helped not set you up.
Yeah.
Because I would never want to put someone in that situation. But now I don't know what they don't know, and I don't know what not to tell them.
Disclosures were needed.
Well, it's not your fault.
No, but I am somewhat responsible because I was the one who unhinged this Pandora's box. Mm-hmm. Ignorance is not absolution.
It's not ignorance, it's blissfulness.
No. It was definitely ignorance because I did not know, but it does not absolve me of what I had done. It just means there was not an intended harm or whatnot. Like,
exactly why it's not ignorance. You did something that you would believe was welcomed and comfortable within that space. It was up to him to tell you how his family would react to said things. Because he knows his family. You don't.
Actively, his family was one of the reasons we broke up, though, because his sister was homophobic, transphobic.
Oh, yeah, no.
And, like, it was really, really bad, and she didn't know that I was there, because, I was actively, he wasn't there. I was with my friend, I won't name drop her, but I was with one of my friends, and we had just left a store, and she was in that store, we'll call it the Quickie Mart for lack of better words, because I'm not trying to endorse no stores.
Oh.
I was in the Quickie Mart. I got me some snacks, got me a nice little soda, a Slurpee. That should tell you what store this is, because only one particular store has a Slurpee.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. In this store, got everything. I'm walking out the door. I don't even know she's in the store until I hear her voice, because one of her loud ass partners exposed her, because he was popping some real hot shit about a trans woman who was minding her business, and she wasn't necessarily femme presenting in that regard. She was trans, but I suppose she wasn't trying to mask, or she was clockable, basically, to make a long story short. And since she was clockable, not everyone in the store, but these people were just being absolutely belligerent and outright stupid. And as I'm walking out, I'm going back to say something to him because he being real out of pocket for no reason. I hear her voice. It didn't stop me from interacting, but actively, the moment she starts laughing and stuff, I guess he was performing for her or whatever. She starts laughing and gets in on the fun. I come back in the store. We make eye contact. I text him immediately. So this how your sister get down? We got into a big old fight. We didn't really talk for much. Then we came back. Did a couple things to try and make up. That didn't even satiate the problem. We couldn't get past it. We ended up fighting again. Getting to a conversation of So what are we gonna do here? Because I'm not like, you're barely coming to grips with your sexuality. I can't ask you to be an ally with your family, and clearly, this is an ever-present danger to me. Because just like your family is aware I'm queer, I did not fully out myself, because if that was already alarming, imagine what'll happen when they find out more about you. Because they were unaware of my trans non-binary existence. They were just of the understanding that I was queer, and I elaborated and gave them the side of it that I was pansexual. So they were still assuming that I was female, but because I figured at that point, I'm like, if you're ill receiving of the fact that I mentioned being a part of the LGBTQ community, perhaps I shouldn't say that I did terrible things to your son's guts.
Oh, these dirty clothes.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
But you see how I still stand on the sense that, like, there's a lot of disclosure that should have happened and didn't.
Yeah. See, that's obviously something I could get behind. If there's something that a person would need to know before entering a situation, please tell them before things just turn into a shit show.
I can't say because of the example I gave that I'm innocent either, because I've been on the opposite side of things, but it wasn't necessarily a damaging situation where something came out and ruined a situation. It was more me withholding situation because I wasn't sure how I felt about someone, and before I could actively convey how I felt about them because in my uncertainty of where I stood or whatever, someone had gone out of their way to make the decision for me and say, they don't even really like you. You just sort of a placeholder.
Yikes.
Right.
And
it wasn't true, but it still,
it definitely would stem.
When I tell you, like, there was no actual fight in terms of verbals, but this girl was ready to fight me. I suppose also when it comes to emotional affairs, women are much more violent when it comes to these things. Men tend to get crazy once they're 100% invested. We were still in the active talking stage, and this girl was mad that she felt I wasted her time from the beginning. Now, I will say it doesn't excuse her transphobia, because she got into this whole, I shouldn't even got with your ass, you're fucking tranny. I'm like,
Yikes.
You know,
this
is also the tranny that was very casually feasting. So, do what you will with this information, but I did what I needed to do. I gave what I needed to give.
That's when she gets dropped. I wouldn't even care anymore at that point.
It was cool. I'm like, it was cool. I was fine with everything because I understood where she was coming from, and I didn't really need to, let me figure out, because it's a complicated thing there. It wasn't that I needed to tell her that I wasn't sure if I wanted to be with her or whatnot. However, it was more the place of, perhaps if I had told her, this would have been a different conversation. Or if I had just gone through the things and let her know that I was having either some doubts or not sure what I was doing, or if I was still healing, or because I honestly don't remember what mindset or what was the reason why I wasn't sure I wanted to be with her at that moment. I just knew I had my reservations.
Yeah, but see, the person saying what they said also wasn't necessary. That's not something that you casually out and say, oh, they don't even really like you. You don't, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I don't think you should just casually tell a person that.
I also dropped a friend because, I suppose also the lesson learned from that and on my end is no dating within your friend pools like that, because
I know that too well.
It wasn't a close friend. I was dating a friend of a friend. And so
Okay.
her friend and my friend were really, really close. And
Mhm.
I would confide in my friend because that's what you do. And
Mhm.
casually just going, I don't know if things are going to work out with, we'll call her Lay for right now. I'm like, I don't know if things are going to work out between Cam and Lay because, uh, Cam enjoys being around her, but we don't know that Cam is there to actually cuff her. Friend ran with that information immediately. And I suppose it was in the interest of protecting
Mhm.
her friend, but it did both of us a disservice. And I don't know that they're still friends, but I dropped that friend. Not necessarily because what they did was malicious or anything, but because why you going around sharing my business? If it don't got
Yeah,
nothing to do with
that.
this person, me and this person especially, that's not for you to tell.
And even if you needed to get the information clarification, they could have came to you and asked you before they ran with it somewhere else.
Well, this was the friend of the friend, so we didn't really have any contact. It would have been because
Mm.
I'm really adamant about not giving out my phone number under any circumstances. Like it will get
No,
you
me
and
too.
whoever had to contact me blocked because you gave out my number and I didn't give you permission to give out my number, and they shouldn't have my number in the first place. So whatever they wanted to talk to me about, they gonna stay blocked until they formally ask me and I decide if I wanted to give them my number or not. Usually, it's probably someone who I didn't want to have my number in the first place. So absolutely fucking not.
But even the friend between you two, you're saying they went to the other person with that information, right?
Well, it wasn't necessarily okay. So my friend, the mutual friend between me and their friend,
Mm-hmm.
was just sort of talking, I guess, because I know, and perhaps I guess it's my fault too, because I know this friend is loose lipped. So she was just talking casually about everything going on in varying lives, and perhaps I got mentioned and was all like, "Oh yeah, how are doing or whatever." I don't know how it got brought up. Point is, we got brought up in conversation in some capacity. They said something along these lines, and I'm sort of filling in these gaps because I want to assume that this bitch wasn't being messy on purpose. Because, you know, something about just people being intentionally messy for no reason whatsoever makes me want to just fight. And
Understandable.
while I might be able to fight one or two of them, she got a whole bunch of sisters and brothers because
Yo.
her mama wanted to have a whole mini village apparently,
Oof.
and I was not about to take my chances on getting jumped.
Okay. Understandable.
Yes, Arrow, her mother had an entire mini village.
Oh my
Sounds like
god.
my grandmother.
Oh my god.
That's different though, because back in the day they used to have a bunch of kids because they didn't expect their kids to have a full lifespan, so they needed to make sure that there was going to be a continuation of the family.
I suppose she has enough kids to support her, to have them support her. At this point, everybody pitch in $100. She got a whole month worth of rent. Let me not delve into my grandmother's business. Anyway.
No, keep going. I'm taking notes. Hey, Granny.
Oh my god. Please.
Hey, Granny.
Hey, Granny, I'm ready for the tour.
Not even I'm ready for the
Outside.
tour. Hey, I got questions about my greens recipe. You mind helping me out a little bit? Ah,
Leave Granny out of this, please.
Granny, can you teach me how to make smothered pork chops?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Granny, I know you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning for your water aerobics class. Can I come?
Water, bro.
I have a story. It's about secrets. If it's so, I don't know. I'm trying to keep it as anonymous as possible. So help me make up names.
Name it protected to protect the guilty.
What are the pronouns of these people?
All female.
All female.
Annie, Becky, and Sue?
Ash. Yeah. There you go.
Perfect. So Annie and Becky had a conflict, and they were no longer talking to each other. I am both friends with Annie and Becky.
Mm-hmm.
Annie one day asked me to watch her children. I do that because I'm still friends with Annie. I find out that Sue told Becky that I watched Annie's kids, and Becky is no longer talking to me. I then asked Sue, why'd you tell Becky that I watched Annie's kids? And Sue says, I was just talking to my friends and it just kind of slipped out. And that's where it's like, one, you're telling people my business for what? Two, why do you tell her about her knowing they're not talking? So am I wrong for not speaking to Sue anymore?
Hell no. First of all,
No.
if you knew they weren't talking, why you talking? Okay, I don't. Okay, so I just want to be clear. Sue is in contact with both Becky and Annie in this regard.
Yes.
And you're friends with both Annie and Becky.
Yes.
Or at least in some sort of connection with Annie and Becky.
Yes.
But they not cool with each other.
Yes, precisely.
Like, at all. Like, there's not even a remote cordiality.
Nope.
Okay, so, and everyone in this situation is aware of this.
Yes.
There was never a reason for anybody to drop any names amongst this whole thing. Because if Sue is with Becky, Annie should never be mentioned. Because you know this bitch don't fuck with her. And if Sue is with Annie, and Becky should never be mentioned. Because you know she don't fuck with her. And if you, I don't know, if it seems like a situation of sort of bad mouthing someone in someone else's presence, you the problem. Everybody, like, I don't understand why they got mad at you. However, that was a decision they made. Because actively, I think it's very immature to expect someone to stop being friends with somebody just because you're not friends with them, unless it's like a point of like morals or like concrete like principles you stand on. If I'm not friends with somebody because something happened between us, that's something that happened between us. That ain't got nothing to do with you and your relationship. Gonna have it. I'm just not gonna be involved with them. Now, don't put me in a situation where I gotta cuss both of y'all out. Because if you invite me to something and you know I don't fuck with them, you is being messy.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're actively going out of your way to insert, and not just insert, but stir up a pot unnecessarily, I genuinely hope, and I'm sorry for saying this. No, I'm not. I'm sorry that I mean it. I hope Sue get her ass beat by Annie and Becky individually, and then they end up coming together as friends and collectively jumping her. I genuinely hope that's the thing that fixes their friendship.
I would agree.
I told you earlier I cave chaos.
I would agree if certain circumstances weren't into play.
If Annie wasn't a mother.
Yes.
I'm like, on one hand, I'm like, no, actually, if she can't be trusted, she can't be trusted. Never mind. We can't trust Sue not to not run her mouth. Especially if she getting jumped. Damn. There's no winning solution here. I'm sad now. Because...
Oh, Jesus.
in any case...
Is it okay if I send you something that, like, I don't want it to be on a podcast, but...
Oh, that's fine.
Clears your things. Okay.
Please hold while we transfer your call.
Gray, I'll send it to you too.
Okay. Let me keep this thing open.
It's very messy. Hello?
No!
If y'all see what we just read.
Wait, I gotta go back and change my answer now. Hold on. This is what I mean about that. That's a whole secret in and of itself. Because that changes a whole lot. Now, granted, Sue is still messy in this regard. But
absolutely.
But it's different.
It's real different now.
Okay, because I won't give too much information, but there's a little bit of a difference here. So, Sue and Annie are sisters. Oh, no. Excuse me. Other way around. Sue and Becky are sisters. Right?
Yes.
Okay, let's... Not to say that Sue shouldn't... It's a hard conversation, but also when... That's complicated. That's more complicated.
That changes the whole dynamic of things.
I still stand by Sue shouldn't have said nothing. But also, I don't understand why Becky would get mad at you for watching Anne's kids, because what else was you gonna do in that context?
I don't know. I ain't gonna watch your kids. Like, what?
Like, you and Anne are right here. Like, I can't. Damn, I forgot this is a podcast. I'm crossing my fingers. They're interlocked. Very much familia.
Yeah.
This is like... These are Trace Hombres. What are you expecting here? Well, two of Trace Hombres. Anyways.
No.
I don't know why Becky would expect you not to have dealings with, or like... But it's also... It's so closely knit to everything.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose y'all was supposed to excommunicate Anne, and that would have made Becky feel better and wouldn't have had Sue in a situation, but that's not realistic.
That's what everyone else did. I didn't do that.
Wow, I see.
Mm-hmm.
So because you decided to actually say, that happened, and it's fucked up, but it's not my business, exactly. You were wrong. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yo, that changed the entire dynamic. It
did. Okay.
Well, you said beat Sue's ass. I was like, oh.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Some little friends having their little banter or whatever. Nah.
This feels like a Jerry Springer episode now.
Literally. That's crazy.
Let me flip this and give a little bit of context in this way. So, we're gonna say Sue and Becky are cousins. Anne is Sue's niece. Wait, that ain't right.
Yeah, it's okay.
Point is, this is much bigger than just a friendly tussle. This is real Jerry Springer, Maury Povich, what the hell?
Shit is going down.
Shit is getting real. Um, I don't know that there's ever any reconciliation either, because I mean, I wouldn't say that's a secret necessarily. Well, that's not a secret, because that was just asked and answered. But what was the need? And I still have to ask, what was the need in Sue saying anything about that?
Exactly my point. Sue can't hold water, in my opinion.
Well, I suppose a growing thing that a lot of people have to, and damn it, that means I'm gonna have to use this. I was gonna use this later, but oh well. Analyze and know who it is in your life that you are dealing with, because different people have different things, and manage your expectations of these people based on who they are, because you cannot make them be who you want them to be. They will forever always be who they are. If Sue can't hold water, you gotta know in every concept and aspect of your life, always consider, if Sue is gonna be involved, how can I make sure that Sue is not involved in any way? Or if Sue has to be involved, how to do damage control to protect myself, my interests, and everything before Sue begins spilling everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm using the Sue situation to paint the full picture here. Just because I have a similar situation. And I mean, I won't name drop. Actually, yes. No, I won't. No, I won't name drop.
She was like, yes, not today.
I was gonna name drop, but I'm like, you know what? This is a little too intimate. This will eventually get back, and you know, as much as I don't mind the chaos, one of my former friends ruined my 21st birthday party. Mm-hmm. And it's not even like I hadn't been prepping this friend prior. So basically, in my case, it's a similar situation to what Aero just said, but mine is a friendly situation, but it's a little bit different. Let me explain. So, we'll say Nancy and Bill. Okay. Nancy and Bill were at a party back in the day. Not back in the day, it wasn't that far long ago, but like a while back. Before I came back in the picture, they were at a party and they were kicking it. Nancy was trying to kick game to Bill, was real aggressive with kicking game to Bill. Bill was all like, I don't want it. Bill was respectful, but also Bill, again, is non-confrontational, so it's very, nah, I'm good, nah, I'm good. And Nancy is very aggressive, borderline assailing, and it's a little alarming because she's not one for taking no for an answer or taking it very smoothly in any capacity. So she wasn't hearing I don't want it. She was hearing, you think I'm ugly, especially considering she had been drinking and stuff because this is a party. She was hearing, you think I'm ugly, bitch, I'm a bad bitch, you can't say no to me. That's her whole get down, her whole spirit in life. I'm a bad bitch, I can do what I want.
Oh Lord.
Well, basically Nancy and Bill didn't end up doing nothing because Bill very clearly was like, Nancy is like 5'6", 5'7". Bill is like 6'3". So I mean, it's not like, unless she snuck up behind him and bust him over the head with like a bottle or something, that this was gonna happen. Especially considering he was sober because he was doing security for this party.
Okay.
We all exist within the same space. So I was already friends with Nancy. I met Bill and we became really good friends, but I didn't know they didn't interact with one another until one day, I'm kicking it with Nancy, and Nancy got a class. I'm waiting outside because I don't want nothing to do with their class. I'm not finna sit inside their class and be weird. And I come across Bill just casually walking. I'm all like, oh, hey, Bill. And so me and Bill chopping it up. Bill's with his new girlfriend. We having a great conversation. I feel like they were there keeping me company because they saw I was outside and knew the whole situation. Eventually, Nancy gets out of class, sees Bill, and just sort of makes this awkward, like, walk from the original path to walk behind me so that I guess they don't have to interact with. And in terms of, I guess, pretending that it's over and done and everything's okay, Nancy and Bill, again, are being cordial to one another. Bill thinks nothing of it because it was a whole, you were probably just drunk, is how Bill took it. Because I finally got the context from Bill before everything happened, because I found out they had beef that during the situation I'm explaining during this introduction. Mm-hmm. Nancy and Bill are interacting. I'm watching Nancy Bill real awkward because this isn't normally how she gets down. She's very friendly, very, like, invested. She's a whole person of hi, and she's real chatty. So for her to be hello and real quiet, I know something's off. And then Bill introduces girlfriend, because girlfriend's there, and you're not just gonna ignore girlfriend, obviously. Yeah. She meets girlfriend. Looks at me. Nancy turns, looks at me. I'm talking to everybody, trying to look back and forth. Nancy continues looking at me. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I'm sensing this tension. I'm getting uncomfortable because I can't, like, I don't really know what's up, so I can't really pull the plug or decide what's going on. I'm just like, okay, you know what? We'll catch up later. I'll talk to y'all. I get with Nancy. Nancy gives me the full breakdown from her side about the whole, like, she felt like he dissed her at the party because basically she was kicking game and trying to see what was up with him and maybe if they could be cool or whatever, and he was not paying her no mind or nothing, was actually being real rude to her, according to her. And so I'm like, I don't know that that's Bill's get down, but okay, I hear what you're saying. I'm not gonna say it's not true because I wasn't there, and moreover, I'm not going to deny how you was feeling because your feelings were valid. That don't really seem like Bill's get down. But all right, I'm sorry that happened. I'll be mindful. Well, I mean, I'm cool with Bill, and I need to know now if you two need to have a conversation, or if you are all over it, or if you're good, or what needs to happen, because I really enjoy Bill's presence, and I really would like your presence as well at my party. And she's like, no, I'm fine, it's cool. And I'm like, are you sure? I don't mind setting up a conversation or something so y'all could talk and hash it out, get whatever issues y'all got going on settled. She's like, no, it's good, I'm good, we're fine. So about a week later, because this is in October, my birthday is at the end of the year. I won't convey the date because that's not your business. My birthday is an experience. My birthday is a real week-wide thing, but that's what happens when you're an eternal being. A week later, I have this whole conversation with Bill, and I'm not telling what Nancy said, but I'm like, Nancy lets me know that you two have history. What's up with this? Because that was a real awkward exchange. Bill gives me his side of the situation. She was aggressive. He wasn't feeling it. She was kind of sloppy drunk. He was really not into it. And she just wasn't really trying to hear no. So he had to assertively just walk away. Mm-hmm. And then come back to his station later. And one thing about Bill has a wingman named, we're going to call him Chad. Bill and Chad are inseparable. They're always together because they're best friends, but always, not only are they best friends and inseparable, they always can account for one another's stories because they're never alone. They're always each other's alibis. They're always, you ain't never gonna catch one slipping because the other one was somewhere nearby. Truth or otherwise, I feel like, because in hindsight, I'm like, if you're always with this person's your convenient scapegoat. I'm not saying that they not with you, because they usually are always with you, but that don't mean y'all telling the truth. But that's a different conversation. Not relevant to this, because I've not been given any reason to doubt that they're telling the truth. But in any case, Chad verifies Bill's side of the story. So everybody said they fine. They don't got nothing to talk about. Bill doesn't have any hard feelings, genuinely. Nancy doesn't have any hard feelings on the surface. We get to my party. We're chopping it up, having a great time. Everyone's playing party games and stuff. Nancy's a sore loser and sucks at drinking. So we're all playing games. And She's not really good at games, nor is she a good winner or a good loser at any capacity. So, as the party goes on, it's her getting real drunk because she keeps losing the game, her being upset because she keeps losing the game, and having to drink more.
Yikes.
And saying, I don't like this game, let's play something else. And among all the different games we were doing, we were having cool times. We got into, I don't know which game it was, but it was some game where you have to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
It was a drinking game where you have to ask questions at that. I think it was like Truth or Drink or something like that. And we ran around and we were having a fine time. Nancy turned up off whatever she was drinking, because I don't remember what all she was drinking, but I know she was drinking the bitch cup, and I didn't have any beer because I don't drink beer, so all that was in all of the cups, including the bitch cup, was hard alcohol, and it was all mixed together in the bitch cup.
Ooh.
Right, so it's dark, light, mid, all of the different things mixed together in one cup, and she had to drink it because she lost.
Yeah.
So she's gone. Her question comes up, she's like, so what really happened with da-da-da-da-da-da? And I just think it's funny how, and they get into this whole heated conversation.
Yikes.
So much so that I'm sitting here, I'm like, didn't I ask you if you had a problem? Now, I'm trying to be a good host because this party's happening at my house. I'm trying to do damage control, everything, to no avail. Nancy won't let up, won't back off this conversation, won't take it elsewhere so that the party can continue. None of it. So, at the point when I realized nothing's this is going to happen, I say, you know what? Y'all have it. Y'all got it. Go ahead. Because one thing about me, baby, I'ma leave. And I did just that. I went upstairs. I debriefed. I was mad. I threw some shit. I fucked up my room because I was real mad because I asked them not to do this shit at my party. First of all, this is my birthday party. But then on top of this being my birthday party, if y'all knew y'all had beef, or if you knew you had beef, because I told you Bill was good and Bill was doing fine this entire time. Nancy, why would you go out of your way to, like, if you, and you know how you get when you get liquor in you too. So if you knew you wasn't going to be able to do all this and you weren't really all the way over it, why would you do this? Why wouldn't you just sit it out for the sake of this? And what makes it worse is, actively, Bill offered and was going to be the one to assist me with everything for my party. I ended up being late because Nancy had to take care of kids. Nancy had to do all these different errands. And I'm trying to do all these errands for my party while Nancy doing these errands for whatever she needs to do for her life. And I'm late to my own party. Bill's sitting outside waiting for me to set up and stuff. I show up. My hair is in a bun, but I don't have my makeup on. My edges aren't done. Nothing is nothing. I don't have on my outfit. I'm in a blue t-shirt and sweats and some slippers, running into the house to go upstairs, change clothes, and come back down after everybody's already seen me. This is not how this is supposed to be, but you know, I'm determined I'm going to try and make the best of this party. I come back downstairs. They're having this full conversation still. At some point, Nancy wasn't getting the answer or the response she wanted out of this whole situation. And she just ups and leaves. Drunk and all, decides to drive home. Now, a lot of you may be wondering, how is this about keeping secrets? She kept a whole secret to herself, or rather, not necessarily a secret. She kept a lie to herself that was posed as a secret in my regard, because the secret was that she wasn't really over this whole situation. But she kept this whole situation and decided to tank everything because she couldn't deal with the truth of her own secrecy.
She ruined everything for everybody else.
Pretty much. Because the whole party, the whole vibes were off while she was there. Then after she drove off, everybody was trying to figure out everything. She drove off, had to come back. All of the party guests and stuff that she came with, they're sitting here like, oh, I guess we gotta find our way home. She had to come back and grab them because she forgot that she even drove people over, or that she was supposed to be dropping people off. And now I'm mad at everybody. I'm just like, get the fuck out. Bill being Bill's are like, no, no, no. I can tell you're pissed off. I want to make sure in any capacity that I have said my piece and made sure you're not mad with me. Because I want to make sure we squash this shit now. I'm like, whatever. I'm already pissed off. Go ahead. We get our conversation going. I eventually get to the point that Bill was really okay in that situation. And it was all Nancy's just unresolved conflict. I call Nancy the next day. Nancy not answering. She not talking to me. I leave a voicemail because I'm like, perhaps perhaps there was something that I did that made her feel alone or whatnot, or I'm not sure what happened, but she was very upset with me. So I'm trying to get to the end of this, and I'm not processing that she fucked up my birthday. I'm trying to still be a good friend in this capacity. So we go to talk about this whole situation, and she flips this situation into me. It's not about what happened that night. It's me, and I felt, and this happened. And lo and behold, when I try and explain what was going on about the night, I don't give a fuck. I mean, I care, but you know what? I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I don't give a fuck. It's all Nancy is going on about. I should probably clarify in case you haven't put two and two together for those listening to this story. Nancy's black, obviously. But Nancy's black, Bill's black. I don't know that I have that many white friends. Like, I can actually probably list them on one hand.
No.
I can't list all of my non-black friends on my hands and toes, but that's also a list I could probably comprise too, because I don't have that many of them. Most of my friends are black.
Oh, that's right.
But Nancy was never in a capacity to be anything, and so again, her secrecy came in not, like, I guess it's being truthful with yourself. And okay. I don't even know how to even confront situations like that, because how do you confront someone who's not even being honest with themselves to be honest with them? And she's the first one to throw out, I'm not tripping, I'm good, or it's cool. How you confront the liar in somebody who don't see that they lying, both to themselves and to you? I'm still at a loss for how to deal with it. I just ditched her because, well, I didn't even ditch her at that point because there was still more stuff that happened. But I just ditched her at that point and left it there. Because I didn't have an answer. And if I can't solve something at a certain point when I can't make logic of something, there's a problem. Because I tend to be, I like to think of myself as very open-minded, very considerate to other alternate perspectives and hearing people out and seeing where they're coming from. I like to think I'm very level-headed in that regard. If it ain't adding up for me, that means either you didn't convey your side well, or in any capacity, something really just not making sense. And if it's not making sense to me, I'm not going to invalidate you and say it don't make sense. I'm going to say very much that it don't make sense to me. And since it don't make sense to me, I'm going to excuse myself from this course.
Yeah.
But do y'all have any ideas on how to deal with people who... Actually, you know what? I'll pose that as the first question of our next segment. I'm going to be the first petal we going to pick. Because how exactly do you deal with or manage people who don't know how to deal with the truth within themselves? Because you the biggest secret in your life.
First, I usually, if I have any person that has experience with this person and how they are, I ask them, hey, do you think such and such of this person, or is it just me? But my ass, if they agree and I don't know how to confront that person, I'm very well hoping the person that I just talked to knows how to confront that person. Because, for example, I have a coworker, he's new, he's from Austria. Ooh. I don't know if they don't use deodorant in Austria, but when this boy...
It came off the cuff, says stank ass.
I don't know. I'm not trying to be mean, but he just, anytime he comes around, let's call him Jason. Jason comes around me and he just has this body odor, and my other coworker noticed it. Because I looked at him, I was just like, what is that? And he's just like, boy smells. And I was just like, okay, so it's not just me. But he had the balls to he went to his fucking car. He carries new deodorant sticks in his car, and he was about to give it to him. I was like, don't do that. Do not give this boy a whole new stick of deodorant. That's low-key rude. Just
no, it's not. No,
give
it's
him
not.
some cologne. I told him give him some cologne or something.
Cologne don't match deodorant. If you don't give him that, no. I gotta cut this story short. Hold on, because It's the same way you give somebody with bad breath a piece of gum and tell them to shut up. That's me being kind. It's mean as shit, but that's me being kind. Cause you stink. And I know if I'm smelling it, you had to have smelled it. And I'm saying this as someone who was formerly stinky. Cause in high school, I was in some compromising circumstances, and due to some compromising circumstances, I'm not gonna get into those here or there because that will probably come up in a future episode. But due to these compromising circumstances, my hygiene was not the greatest. In my hygiene not being the greatest, I smelled terrible. Now, I knew I stank, so I tried not to move, tried not to raise my arms, tried not to have to, talk too much, tried not to have to do nothing, and I sat right next to the AC, because cold helps make sure that bacteria ain't moving, because heat is what makes stink travel. So I tried to make sure I didn't do nothing, and I actually hated PE. So I was taking full-ass whole baths in the bathroom every PE, because I knew I stank. But if I know I stank, everybody else telling me that I stank ain't new news. It's hurtful news because I thought I was trying to manage it. And I'm like, damn, they caught me. But I know I stink. Ain't no way I don't know I stink. You not finna sit here and play in my face like you don't smell yourself. This man, you should have had him give that man a deodorant and perhaps find the best way to convey this information. But he definitely deserved to know that
I didn't know how he... See, but that's the problem, because he gave him the cologne and he told him that he had a smell. This boy said, I took a shower before I came.
Did you forget the deodorant?
Oh. I was like, there's no way you took a shower right before you came and you already smell. You work overnight shifts. There ain't no sun out. There ain't no way.
I mean, but also, I disagree, because you're in Florida, and Florida's hot, especially at all times of day.
Well, at night, though, it's not hot enough to the point where you should be sweating. He wasn't even sweating. He didn't sweat.
Oh, no.
I didn't see any sweat or nothing on him, so I was just there like, I don't think you actually showered, homeboy.
Wait, you said he works overnight shifts?
Yeah, so...
Don't you usually work day shifts?
Yeah, but when I'm leaving, they're coming in. Because I work in the afternoon, usually.
Does he walk to work or something?
No, he doesn't.
So he drives to work. He said no, something's not adding up. How far away from that job how far away from that job he live?
He shouldn't live too far. He lives within the city that the job is at, so...
Not too far.
Yeah, he doesn't live too far.
I don't know.
It doesn't make sense to me. I couldn't deal with this.
Maybe he's just because some people don't necessarily visibly sweat, but some people have sweaty pits, sweaty tits, sweaty
maybe
swamp ass, sweaty balls. They sweat in all the intimate areas. So maybe he got real hot under his armpits. I'm still trying to find every reason. In any case, you still should have given him that deodorant, because goddamn.
I don't know how to tell people certain things like that, so I was just I mean, yes, it's the truth, but sometimes it sounded like it would be embarrassing to him, and I know damn well from experience, being told something that sounds embarrassing to me does not resonate well with me. So I didn't want that for somebody else. So I was just like, I don't know how to tell him that. Thank God my coworker knew how to.
I mean,
Given, maybe the deodorant would have helped him, but I thought deodorant was kind of like, don't do that.
it would have been embarrassing to him if you, okay, so if you guys are really worried about maintaining like his feelings or whatever, you could have pulled him aside, but like, hey, sir, you smell like 3 raw onions in a dead blender. I need you
Now what?
I need you to find your way to this employee bathroom. Take some of these paper towels, and I know they're a little rough. Maybe they'll scrape all of the sins from under your arms. You see how I'm making y'all laugh as much as it's... You can make jokes, and if you make jokes and they're funny enough, people will take all the harm in what you're saying. Or you can try and come from a place of compassion. Baby, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm so sorry. You stink. I'm so sorry. Good news. I have deodorant. Here you go.
Just put on the southern auntie, southern grandmama voice.
Baby,
Baby, you little stanky.
if he smells as bad as you'd say he do, that ain't a little stanky. He smelled like a wild moose.
Like, if you were within, like, a foot of him, you were gonna smell it.
Foot. Oh.
At least a foot, you were gonna smell it.
Maybe he thought he was safe because of COVID.
Everybody know damn well when you work within a customer service thing, you are gonna get within the feet of your employees every 2 seconds.
No.
Oh.
This man was musty. This man
was that?
musty.
And he's such a nice person. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if he'd understand.
Nice people stink just like evil people do, okay?
I know, but that's because I didn't know how he'd take it. I don't know if he'd understand my joke considering the minor language barrier. He knows English, but he doesn't understand certain
English
things.
idioms and stuff. I had the same issue with one of my coworkers because she was from Turkmenistan, and some of the American jokes we would make didn't necessarily resonate. She's like, I don't get it.
Yeah. I didn't want it to go over his head, and then he's just like, are you making fun of me or something? So I didn't know what to do.
Yes, but in a funny manner, because I was trying to be endearing.
Yeah.
And that's how you have to explain it. But also then you have to explain timing and punchline and verbiage. And working shouldn't be an English lesson, especially when you're getting paid minimum wage.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have one more story about a secret. This time I kept the secret.
Ooh.
Juicy. I'm here for it. Hold on, let me... Where my tea at? Hold on. I need something to sip on.
It's not like this big crazy secret. It was just something funny that I didn't want people to know.
Okay.
So,
I'm ready. Go ahead.
I go to school, and my stomach is feeling crazy. Like, terrible.
Your stomach out here speaking Missy Elliott.
Yes.
You're from the scam, damn.
So I was like farting the whole day. And...
No, wait.
Let's say
I know where this is going. I'm so sorry.
Oh, let's say the fart smelled like your coworker.
How you have musty farts? Time out. What did you eat?
It wasn't musty, but it was pretty bad. So, fast forward to my third to last class. It's computer science. We're all sitting like pretty close to each other.
Last. How many classes have you been through so far? Time out. I need to know.
I was able to keep the secret throughout the entire day until that class.
You think? You think?
I know, but I did tell one person, my best friend at the time. And in computer science, he sits directly to the left of me.
Oh, Lord.
So, we're like whispering, And I'm like, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. I gotta run to the bathroom. And he's like, nah, you can't miss this. You can't miss out this. It was like a midterm or whatever. And basically, we weren't allowed to leave. Like, if you leave the classroom, you have to retake the entire thing.
Oh Lord.
And
And
he's
that's when you
like,
have to pause and make that teacher aware. If I don't leave this classroom, everybody's leaving.
he's like, just finish your test and then go to the bathroom afterward. And I'm like, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to make it. Oh,
You was
He
sweating
said,
bullets, I know!
he said this
right,
ain't gonna end well for anybody.
right after that conversation, I let out a little toot toot. It was small. And since he's directly next to me, he was the first person to smell it.
Oh,
He looks at me, eyes wide open, and he goes, "You was right," you know. So I went and told the teacher that I gotta go to the bathroom, and he's like, "You'll have to retake it during another time." I'm like, "That's perfectly fine."
I got
I
a
ran out, and I think I got up a little too fast.
Oh
I let out a few more toot toots. And I ran up to the bathroom, and as I'm leaving the classroom, all you hear is like people screaming, "What the fuck?" So I go to the bathroom, let out the monstrosity that was terrorizing my stomach. I get back to the classroom, and the classroom is completely empty.
oh,
I then go to my principal, and this man tells me that the classroom was evacuated and they moved to another room.
oh.
I am in tears! Wait a minute! Cause I'm so I do not mean to laugh at you. I'm so
What?
sorry. Yeah.
I've never in my life.
This I feel like this video goes on YouTube. Be like story time. The time I decided to go vegan.
Alright, so there was like 10 minutes left of that class. So I was just waiting in the classroom of my next class. And frankly enough, all the same students are in the next class with me.
Oh, no.
There's this kid, we're going to call him Adam. As soon as he gets to the classroom, he makes direct eye contact with me and walks over to me like a military soldier. And goes, "Are you okay?"
That's worse than him cracking.
And I was trying to play it off like, "Yeah, why? What's up?"
What you
And he
mean? I'm
was like,
good.
and he was like, "We know it was you."
He said, "Hey, yo, we smell that."
Man's popped up like Ida said. Class rep checking in here.
And Adam has like this little group of friends, a posse, if you will.
Oh no.
After we say those few words, his posse comes in. And there's like one that's like 4 or 5, like kid is really short. And his voice is very high pitched and squeaky. And he goes, "Were you trying to kill the teacher?"
What?
They were genuinely concerned about what happened.
Not where you trying to kill the teacher.
But yeah, that was the day I didn't tell anyone that my stomach was hurting, except for a single person.
See,
And my person told me, had I said anything, I would have been sent home.
you should have. And you should. But I suppose going to school is worse than having your family deal with it. Because imagine your mama smelling that unholy crisis that you released.
Oh my god.
Shrek, did you eat a whole onion? I got questions. I got all the questions.
It was pretty terrible.
Like, did you get down to it? Did you have, like, food poisoning or something? Because something rotted your stomach for it to be that bad.
Yeah.
I think I know what I did, but I've done it before and it did not result in that. Are you familiar with the Hispanic spicy chip Takis?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
So which Takis did you eat?
The purple ones.
Fuego, okay.
Purple.
But it was a family size bag. 2 of them.
Oh.
You ate 2 family-sized bags, and what you do, drink milk after? Like...
Ate them in all one sitting and then went to sleep.
So you let that marinate.
Oh, you was young butts. Did you have breakfast the next morning?
Apple juice.
Get out. First of all, that was the nail in the coffin. Anybody knows apple juice is. Why do you think they give apple juice to babies? It makes them shit.
That's what it does.
Yes, apple juice is a diuretic. There we go. That's what it's called.
Oops.
Apple juice is a diuretic. It will loose up your system. Not quite as fast as prune juice or as concentrated, but it gets to moving.
God knew.
Why you think they came up with the system an apple a day?
Well, oops.
No, poops. I'm sorry. I had to. I'm so sorry.
I hope my story was enjoyable.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this for a while.
She gonna hold this one.
Oh, I am. And am. And will.
Last episode, is it?
Not you saying this your last episode. You said I ain't never coming back. You niggas is trifling. I mean, but okay, circling back though, because I want to actually help Grey figure out how to be more forthcoming with their friends about honest statements. Basically, anytime I'm worried about being too mean, like I said, I go with comedic banter. But one of my friends, real cute makeup, and then I looked at their hair and it was given like a failed version of that look that Jocelyn was trying to wear during the cabaret reunion.
Oh no.
And so I tweeted and I said, what's the nicest way to tell your friend they're pretty but their hair is giving very Mary J. Blige? Hair is very much on don't need no hateration, holleration in this dancery. And then one of my friends just got into it, was all like, well damn. And I said, I swear, I looked at their hair and started doing the stutter step and going, no more drama. So essentially, I put this together and I couldn't figure out how I was going to say it. Because I was going to tell him. That was not going to happen. I just sent him the tweet. Thread and all.
Oh my god.
Well,
Now both of us won the Twitter.
nah, I mean, like I said, that's the best way. That's the best way to tell the truth.
Yeah.
You just tell them. If you're not funny, be compassionate. If you're not funny or compassionate, just be who you are.
Yeah.
Just be very blunt and let it happen.
I guess.
I mean, I've been in a similar situation. Because one of my friends said, how do I tell someone their forces are fucked up and they need to throw them away? All,
Oh.
all I said was, I screenshotted their tweet. I blacked out the how do I part and the question mark. I said, tell someone their forces are fucked up and they need to throw them away. That's how. She's like, y'all trying to make me lose a friend. I put it very plainly, and I love quoting myself because I really be on one when I be on one. I
Oh
said,
Lord.
if your friend running around in fucked up forces, they not your friend. Y'all don't have the same priorities. Two, if you can't tell your friends they shit is busted or not hitting, that's not your friend because you should be able to be honest. Do it.
Yeah.
Gotta love being in the ghetto.
Love that for you.
For those of you who are unaware, I have moved back home, so you may hear the lovely sounds of ghetto birds, lowriders, people on Harley Davidsons blasting music, and occasionally domestic abuse spats in the middle of the street. Because I don't know why that seems to be a thing that happens in cities. But it's very strange.
That just reminded me about a story. Oh Lord.
Oh Lord, what happened?
Well, it wasn't me. It was customers.
Oh
So
god.
I was ringing up these people. These aren't the people that was having a dispute or whatever. But I'm ringing up these customers, and there's very blatantly obvious to the right of us. These two people having an argument. It was a black girl and a black dude. They arguing outside or whatever, and I'm looking every few seconds because it's just like, okay, black nosy. Um, so I look over, and one of the times I see homegirl reaching her hand inside a homeboy's car and smacking. I'm like, oh Lord, this girl must be real upset. What he do? Finished ringing up the customer. Homeboy who was in the car came into the store. I had half the mind to tell him, are you good? That's when Shorty walked into the store and she was cussing and screaming bloody murder at this man, talking about, you fucked me and you had an STD and you didn't say shit to me and da 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 da. I'm just like, whoa. See, this ain't the shit that you just casually air out in the public. This ain't our business.
Yes, it is.
Man.
I'm here for it. Just keep going.
I was just like, oh Lord. Let me step away from this register and look from afar, because I don't got customers. I got things to do, but I'm going to still be listening. And she just kept going and going until when she smacked him again, I thought Homeboy was going to knock her out. He kicked down the fucking stand next to her, and he was ready to punch this woman in her face. I was just like, please don't. I mean, I get it. I kind of want you to hit her because she doesn't have business hitting you. But please, not in the store.
I don't know that anyone was wrong in this story. No one was entirely wrong. Let me say that.
Yeah, no, I get that.
He burned her, and she went off in public.
Yeah. So I get her frustration and why she's smacking him up. Doesn't mean that she needs to do that because he ain't hit you. He ain't put your hands on you. And then if he would have hit that girl, I would have been like, see, I'm not saying you're right for that, but I also get that. My coworker in the back on his phone filming this shit on Instagram Live. I'm just like, you know
Messy
what?
boobs. Wait a minute, that's too much.
You real ghetto for this. Don't do that. And he just kept on going. And then one of my managers, an old white lady, she's just like, call the police. I'm like, yeah, sure. And I was just like, I ain't calling no damn police. They gonna leave eventually. So it was about 30 minutes of them having an argument in the store, and she's just like, where's the police? Where's the police? I'm like, oh, they're coming. Meanwhile, me and my coworker here watching their business from the back room. And then eventually they leave. She smacks him again from him being inside the car. and then he speeds off, and homegirl goes off in her car chasing after him. I'm just like, this needs a TV show. This ain't something that you see every day. I need to see what happens after this.
There is a TV show. Refer from earlier. Steve Wilkos, Jerry Springer.
Yeah, you right. You damn right. I wish they would have went on that show so I saw everything that happened.
But like also, there's pertaining to the episode. I'm glad you shared that story because there are two things to take from this. One, there is a correct way to convey a secret because that was definitely a secret that the two of them only need to know. Because now, as much as it wasn't her fault, she just let everybody know in that store that she had burned coochie. He had dirty dick and she had burned coochie. She let everybody in that store and on that Instagram live of your friends. So there's a right way to convey a secret. And then moreover, I think there's a time and place to do it as well.
Absolutely.
In the middle of a store is not ever the place to do it.
No, not at all.
That was wild. I was here for every minute of it, though. That was wild.
I was concerned for him. As much as I was concerned for her, because I didn't want her to get punched, but at the same time, it would have been real funny.
Domestic violence.
And I don't even think they was a couple. I think it was a one-night thing. They ain't seem like a couple.
They might have been sneaky links.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they were together even.
But let's get back into picking these petals before we stay here for 6 hours. The second question. Let me actually see, because I remember there was a question here. It says, someone said, which is harder to deal with? The stress of knowing something that you have to keep on the down low or the power? Who want to go first? Because I'm not tackling this first.
Say the first part of the question again.
Which is harder to deal with? The stress of knowing something you have to keep on the down low or the power?
The stress.
Yeah, the stress. I'm too anxiety filled. I ain't even gonna think about the power.
I am.
Well, of course, yo ass.
I'm very much like, oh, so you like, okay. or depending on what the situation is, I'm like, wow, you really like that? That's crazy. I feel so powerful. I do. It's hard. It's hard trying not to get a big head, but it'd be nice to absolve yourself and be like, it's in my best interest to not have an opinion on this. However, I got one.
When she decides to choose violence, she just needs something to pull out of her archives.
Oh no, I'm not that person. If I choose violence, I'm gonna rip you to shreds for whatever's in my brain. I'm not messy about pulling up old shit. That's trash to me. If you gotta pull out my old tea and try and air my business out to get me, you never had me. You never stood a chance, bitch.
Because I know there be some people, that's why I don't sell nothing to nobody. Because there's some people that they had their business aired out, and I was just like, so you know this since God knows how long, and you just pulled that out your ass to start drama?
But I mean, on the flip side of things, I tend to be very forthcoming. I like to say I'm an open book I'm an open index. You have to know how to search the book. Because there's a whole bunch of stuff that I can hide under fluff, and depending on how you ask the question, will determine how I answer the question. So if you're not just coming out and asking what you want to know, I'm not just going to come out and tell you what you want to know. You want to dance, we can dance.
I'm going to start saying that, because I be saying I'm an open book, but it depends on how or what a person asks me.
Right. And also, some things you don't need to know, so I'm going to give you an answer on a need-to-know basis.
Mm-hmm.
Like some stuff, I know Especially considering I moved back home now. If my mom is like, "Who bothered this?" I won't answer or fess up to something. I'll be all like, "Okay, this just got gone." Because my mom, in some cases, depending on what it is, don't need to know that there was involvement in said situation.
Mm-hmm.
My mom don't need to know that somebody had a hand in this situation. All she needs to know is this is gone, and either I'll replace it, or we got to get another one, or we'll just let her be mad.
I wish it was that simple for me.
I mean, it can be that simple, though.
Oh no, that's just me subtweeting my mother again.
I know. No, I know. I'm saying it could still be that simple.
Because, for example, just the other day, something was going out in the toilet for the last month, and my sister told my mom 2 times already that something's been wrong with the toilet. And so I used the bathroom the other day, not remembering that the toilet wasn't working. So then she comes into the bathroom, and she's just like, "Who used the bathroom? Why didn't y'all flush it?" I'm just like, "The toilet isn't flushing." She's just like, "Oh, you could have put water in it and try to flush it that way." And I was like, "I already tried all that, so you're coming at me with this for what?" So then me and my mom started going back and forth. My sister just got out of her bed and she's like, "Don't worry, I'm going to go do it." And doing a thing where it's just like, I'm going to solve the problem so that nothing has to be said anymore. Of course, my mom don't work like that. Once my sister fixed it, because my mom already went back in her bed at that point, this woman walked back out of her bed to go look at the toilet and then come back to me. "You see why you need to try things, and you see why you need to do this, that, and the third." I'm just like, so you got work in 2 hours. It's 2 in the morning. You coming over here to prove a point for what? Like, and then you want to complain that you don't got no sleep, but you're here out of your bed complaining about how you don't got sleep, but now you trying to be petty and prove a point. When you could have simply just walked back in your bedroom and get in your bed and got your sleep for your next 2 hours.
I feel like you are I feel like you gave that situation a little bit more power than was necessary, because you were actively having that dispute with your mom. You're like, "Yeah, it happened." And at a certain point, after you say, "Yeah, it happened," you just sort of got to let her go. Because you know she's going to say what she's going to say anyway, so what's the point in doing the back and forth?
Yeah, it's because I used to do that, but over time, my patience started to run thin. So the more my patience starts to run thin, I start having more time for her petty shit. So then if she starts to go back and forth with me, I'm going to give her that energy that she's giving me, because I'm just like, no, I'm not going to let you just shove me over again. I'm 23 years old. I'm trying to move out by next year, honestly, because I can't. If I don't move out, she's going to eventually kick me out. I'm pretty sure she's eventually going to kick me out if I don't leave this house.
I mean, if you want to do something drastic, you can just pack all your stuff into your car and randomly choose a state. Call it a road trip and be like, "Hey, I'm here."
I can, but then I have to revisit that.
Revisit what?
Revisit having a conversation of, "Oh yeah, I'm not coming back."
No, you don't. If you make the active choice to leave your mama, really the most you gotta do is leave your key inside the house and lock the door behind you. At that point, there ain't nothing else that needs to be said. There ain't no words. Question: does she pay your phone bill or anything?
No.
Then ain't no words. Block her phone number and keep going.
I mean, she doesn't pay it. I give her the money every month for the phone bill because it's all a collective thing. So I pay my part of the phone bill like everybody else in the house does. Well, technically I am, but I'm not.
So the phone bill's in her name, but you still pay for it.
Yeah.
Sounds to me like you gotta invest in your own phone.
Or separate the line.
Oh yeah, you can start a separate plan through your mom.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Well, shit, might look into that, honestly.
Literally, do you already know the phone information? For, like, well, not the phone, but the account information?
Yeah, I got her social and all that.
Not you.
She makes me do a whole lot of shit that she could learn to do herself.
You know, that comes with being a child. Never mind, I can't even say nothing like that. But, you know, we gonna pretend it never happened.
The amount of shit that she can do herself, and then she just comes calling me, could you do this for me? Mom, you know how to do this. You've done it before. Well, yeah, I just need help with this part. But this is the same part that I just showed you last week.
I
Why
ain't
don't you
ask
ever
you all
want to just
that.
show me things? And then she starts throwing a fit, and it's just like, well, I'm just slightly annoyed because I showed you how to do this. Why are you asking me for help again?
I'm trying to teach a man how to fish, and the man don't want to learn how to fish.
Quite literally.
In any capacity. I still say it's the power for me because, like, it gives me the right to discern how I choose to move forward. If I know I
Yeah.
need to keep something quiet, I'm now being entrusted with the importance of maintaining the secret. And also, it gives me a little extra leeway on how to damage control too. Because if I need to linebacker tackle somebody because they run in their mouth a little too much, and I will.
Mm-hmm.
Because what you talking for? Stop it! Stop it immediately!
Immediately.
Immediately.
Expeditiously.
Someone asked what to do after a secret that you didn't want out has gotten out.
Move forward.
Damn. Well, that was fast. That was very fast.
I'm trying to. What was the question?
What to do after a secret you didn't want out has been like released?
Oh, avoid those people.
No.
Both of
That
y'all are
causes more.
very non-confrontational. Move forward gives very okay. That happened and pretend it didn't.
Or that.
Not what I
Yeah,
said.
too.
I
The
mean,
more time you spend on something that has already happened, the more time you give it room to grow. If you just move forward from it and better yourself, then what is there to talk about? You are what you surround yourself with.
I mean, yes and
To a
no, but
certain
I see
extent.
what you mean.
Yeah.
And then, Gray, you said avoid those people.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I'm gonna hear you out because I already misunderstood Arrow. I'm not gonna misunderstand you too.
um. Essentially, if I know who the secret was told to, I'm gonna do what Arrow said and just be like, yeah, that happened. So about the weather that we're having today. Or I'm gonna just stay out of that person's way until they want to acknowledge it. And then I'm gonna still be like, yeah, that happened about the weather today. So either I'm gonna stay away from those people so that I don't have to talk about said secret because I'm too anxious to talk about said secret because you're not even supposed to know it in the first place. So talking about it to you is way worse in my opinion. But if I have to, do we move past this? That's my two options, honestly.
You live in a space of fight or flight, essentially, if I'm not mistaken.
Very much so.
I don't know that that's healthy, but I'm not gonna challenge your answer because I mean it has its place, and I suppose it works for some.
No, yeah, it's probably not the healthiest way to go about it, but
It works
it
for
does
you.
work sometimes. Yeah.
Um, if I had to answer this question, what to do after the secret's gotten out, I say embrace it. Honestly, just like actually, it's weird to say it this way. Typically, the reason you didn't want the secret to get out is because for some reason you felt either guilt, shame, or worry, or some kind of like negative emotion associated with it.
Yeah.
Whatever was gonna happen is gonna happen now because it's finally out there. So the best thing you can do is take care of yourself now. Decide to be happy, decide to try and make the best of the situation, decide to try and find comfort in the truth.
I can try.
Although I'm thinking of my answer, I'm trying to realize that, like, Annie, Becky, and Sue, there is no comfort in that truth at all. At all.
Oh,
There's no comfort, there's no peace, there is nothing. That is just
No peace.
I wanted to say something about what Gray said, the fight or flight thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is necessarily the opposite, but I don't operate that way. I think of not down but not out. Fight until there's no more fighting you. I think running away from things just makes things linger. So facing them head on and just finishing it where it started could potentially end things. And isn't that what is wanted in the first place? For such guilt, shame, negative emotions to just go away?
I don't know, because in my case, I'm thinking, like I said, one thing about me, I'ma leave. And like, if I gotta choose fight or flight, I'ma leave, because I'm very capable of, and I do love to fight. But if I'm getting invested in a fight, or if I'm getting invested in fighting and anything like that, I've now positioned you as someone who's an enemy or to hate. If I'm leaving, I'm giving you the grace of peace. I've no ill feelings toward you. I'm just letting you go, snipping that and ending it there. But if I'm actively investing in fighting you about this, either I'm trying to save something or I'm really, really trying to push you to the other side because I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Well, it usually depends on the situation, obviously.
So I would...
If it's like something that I'm upset with somebody else, I do the whole, I'm going to leave, I'm going to take 5 minutes, and I'm going to come back to you. But if it's like a situation where I just want to go away, thank God sometimes for my trash-ass memory, because if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. So when I just leave to let that thing go away, that shit's out of my head after like the end of the day. Until that person returns to me with said thing, and I'm just like, oh, right. Yeah, that did happen. So we gonna move past that, right?
Yeah, you see, that's what we defer.
I don't know. I'm not gonna just move past it, but I think the big thing in my head is always asking myself if it's worth it.
Yeah.
And so it's gonna be very candidly, if I'm invested in this, we can talk it out. I'm like, I still have unresolved feelings. I don't know if you do. If you want to talk about this, we can have this conversation. If you're not, I'll handle this on my end and I'll just feel what I'm going to feel. And our relationship will have the consequences of me filling in my own blanks. I need you to understand that. But if it's not worth it to me, I'm going to very much be like, I've deaded this situation. You can think, feel whatever you want to feel. I'm out. I'm done. Now we can either go and get some chicken tenders, or you could continue to stay here and be mad, because I'm not.
If a person that I have the said situation with has unanswered questions, I'm gonna try to my best of my ability to like answer their questions, because I understand how it could be frustrating when you have something that's upsetting you and then you don't have all the pieces together and you need some kind of clarification. Because I need clarification a lot of times too. So, if the person needs the conversation, I'll have the conversation. Other than that, I'm just like, are we done? Is this done? Can we move past this? We can't move past this. Okay, well, I'm going to go over here. You can sort out whatever you need to with the information I gave you. I can't help you any further. I'm sorry. But that's about all I can do.
I think I see where you're coming from now, and I actually have to agree. Not every issue is a we issue. Some issues are a you issue, and if it's a you issue, I'm gonna let you deal with it because that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah, like I gave you everything that I know at that point, everything that I can remember. If you have anything else, come back to me, I guess. But I'm done here.
Don't come back to me. Ain't nothing else to talk about. I done gave you everything you need to know. I'm done here. Don't bring it back up because I'm not.
But
I'm not there no more.
I do the exact thing, but on site. Like I don't walk away from situation. I handle it right then and there.
See,
Mm,
I see the value in that. I do. Because
mhm.
I'd rather, like, it depends on the severity of the issue as well. Some things, for me, I'm in the gray mindset where I need to walk away, collect myself, whatever's going on, because I'm going to say something that I don't mean, or if I do mean it, I don't mean it the way it's going to come out.
Yeah,
Because I'm finna talk out my neck, because I'm not really equipped to really say what I actually feel and digest everything that's going on. I'm hot, or I'm hurt, or I'm whatever.
I'm luckily the type of person, even if I'm feeling some type of way, I try to be sensitive to the person's feelings. So
Oh no, fuck your feelings. I just
just
actively
know,
don't want drama, so I want to make sure I say exactly what I mean to say, and I meant what I said, and you can choke on it or you can eat it. It don't matter.
I'm extremely aware that it's very easy for me to put my feelings aside and think rationally instead of taking time to do that. Like it's like a switch for me. I can just like turn it off. Okay, enough car time. Let's get this bread. That's me.
I mean, it's not about cry time for me. I won't say like my rationality comes in terms of, again, it's a matter of, I guess, a consideration, like Grace said, about their feelings, but more so less your feelings, more again our interaction. Because as much as I can think rationally, rationality isn't best. What's rational isn't always what's needed in an intimate situation.
hmm
Because like, especially sometimes when friends are venting, you can give them the common sense answer and tell them what they need to hear, but sometimes what they need to hear isn't what they need in that moment. Sometimes they just need you to listen. Sometimes they just need someone to cry to.
true. That's usually my case. I just want to vent, and then
mm,
sometimes
Your
people give
venting get
unneeded.
toxic sometimes.
No, so I'll take in like input sometimes, but most of the times it's usually, can I just vent? I don't really need the advice because I could think it through after the situation when I'm done like venting and everything, and I think to myself, I could see where like if it's something I did wrong or something like that. But then sometimes you get people who put in their 2 cents, and it's just like, but that's not what I'm here for. I just need to get this off my chest. This isn't even about you. I just need to get this off my damn chest. Why are you giving me this information now? I need time to process my feelings before I process something rational.
I have a rational answer in mind. My rational answer isn't always the best answer in terms
Uh,
of what's needed for everyone involved, or my rational answer isn't necessarily the most conducive.
mm-hmm.
But before we get too far off topic, because we're actually almost done.
Cool.
We're almost done, and this is sort of taking a full derail. Let's quickly get into plugging the roots. I wouldn't know why I couldn't remember that for the life of me. We're all gonna collectively, just one by one, put together, because it's three of us all together, there's gonna be a 15 song playlist of songs pertaining to the topic. Now, I will say, this is free range. If it applies, let it fly. If you think it stick, make it fit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who would like to go first? And also,
Not I.
I want to position this and say you do have the option to rapid fire.
Okay. Um, I would not like to go first.
You bitch. um, Arrow, do you have any songs for us?
Hmm. I have two.
2 out of 5,
Yeah.
okay? Maybe after I go, you'll have a little bit of
I can't do rapid fire. I'm gonna just say that now. But I do have one so far. But you could go ahead.
This is hard.
For me, the first song I was gonna do was I can't think of the actual title of it. I could be wrong. I think it's called Reckless by Jojo. Yes, it's called Reckless. Okay. Basically, this is positioned from the space of someone who was maintaining a secret and having ulterior motives for an interaction. And the chorus goes, I was reckless with your heart. I took for granted the gift that you handed. It was positioning my needs and everything because I was reflecting when I was thinking about what I was going to share during this episode. The story I was telling about my involvement with what was the false name we gave her? I don't know. I can't think of the false name I gave her earlier, but basically my involvement with the girl and her friend and our mutual friends in any capacity, the friends aside, that relationship, I was technically in the wrong because I was not necessarily the most forthcoming about what I wanted because truthfully I didn't know, so it's not anyone's fault in the grand scheme of things, but I knew that I didn't know in that moment, and she was more invested than I was, so perhaps I should have let her know. But instead, I was thinking about what I wanted. I'm like, it's not worth it to me to try and have this conversation. I don't want to have that talk. Want to have this fight. I'm not really here for that right now. So,
Yeah.
I'm not going to. And before I knew it, it was all about me, and it blew up. Earl, what's one of the songs you have for me?
It's called "I'm Not Mad" by Halsey, and I don't know if this is the chorus or the pre-chorus, but she says, I hope your back aches and your knees hurt. I hope you think about me sleeping in your t-shirt. I hope your brother turns out to be nothing like you, and it's I hope you hurt more than I do.
Who?
And
For you to not be mad, no, that's not mad at that point. That's cold rage.
it is, but essentially, I I believe the story of the song is that there was some information that she wasn't given until a later date, and it led to her finding out that there was a second affair.
What?
That's fair, actually. I'm not too mad at it. Gray, have you thought of a song yet?
Yeah. Actually, it's a recent song, "Rumors" by Lizzo.
Sick of rumors.
But yeah, it relates to me because I'm much very a person who doesn't say shit. But if I have a lot of moments where people come up with their own narratives for things when it comes to me, and I'm just like, okay, I know that's not true, but if you want to go ahead and believe that because you don't know my character, go right on ahead. Because I really could care less, because the people who know me is what really matters. So that's how I see it.
Purr. My song number 2, I was gonna do "Checkmate" by Conan Gray.
I think I heard this song.
You might think you're winning, but checkmate.
Yeah. Okay, I have.
So I'm not gonna lie. He makes a lot of psycho music, and I do enjoy it because it's very fun to put yourself in this form. Like, I could really be crazy if I wanted to. I'm not going to. I'd rather him be crazy, and I'm gonna listen to his music. But I could really fuck your life up because I've been in this not this exact situation, but I've been in situations like this. You really think you moving in these streets, and you think you really hiding something? I know I can, and I will fuck your whole life up. Because I didn't get into this earlier, but what do you do when your secret is the fact that you know that someone else is lying to you, or you know they secret. That's why I chose this song.
I
Arrow?
see it. I see it.
Oh, it's my turn again? This is so fast. Oh my god.
You know, a lot of people tend to say that.
I do have another song, but I'm looking for the part of it.
Should I give you a moment in default to Grey, or you got it?
Yeah.
Grey?
Grey would.
Not that trimmer voice. You like,
I guess my next song would have to be Transparent Soul by Willow. Have y'all heard that song?
yes.
Okay. Period. As y'all should. But essentially, I think for the most part, as far as what I got from the song, is how people are smiling in her face, this, that, and the third, but they're exploiting her for her kindness and forgivingness, when in actuality, she sees them for what they are, but she's just giving them chances when they actually don't deserve it. Because one of the lyrics, let me see, what was one of the lyrics? Literally within like the third bar of the lyrics, it says, "Smile in my face, then put your cig out on my back." And then in the chorus, "Transparent soul, I could see right through, just so you know." She's aware of these things that these people are doing, and they're taking advantage of her. But I don't know why homegirl letting them do to her like that. I don't know why I let people do that, but you know, I related to the song.
I mean, it makes sense. I just. It's more to do with, like, fake people and duplicity.
Yeah, that's true.
Arrow, did you get the part of the song you were looking for?
I did not. This is hard.
It's okay. You can just tell us the song, too, and explain why you chose. You don't necessarily have to do a lyrical analysis.
Well, I don't know if it was The Search or Change by NF, but he goes into detail about his past and how he was lying to himself, saying that he's okay or will be okay, but it's constantly him holding the secret that things will never be okay with him.
I feel that, actually. That kind of makes sense. Well, not kind of makes sense. Let me rephrase. It makes sense. I just, this now I'm unfamiliar with the song, so I suppose the lyrical analysis would have slightly helped. But it's okay. I can listen to it later. It gives me something to do. My third song is Money Pies by, I think her name is Raish. I could be saying her name wrong, but I won't explain too much because it actually fits into my turning a new leaf. However, I can just sort of clarify now. This is my mode of avoiding anything to do with this topic and having to find myself in these situations. Damn, we're already 3 songs in.
Yeah.
Who's ready for me?
I have another song.
Ooh, go ahead then.
It's called Not Supposed To by Shay Jacobs. And it's him admitting that he still has feelings for someone he turned down.
Wait a minute. It's someone you rejected and you have feelings for? That song's gonna trigger me. But I'm gonna listen to it. Cause it's the age old sentence in my head. Niggas always want to turn back in your life when you're doing good. Cause it seems it's probably the full timeline there. whoever they were pursuing probably was doing good, shining, happy, had moved on, and you gonna show your dumb ass back up and get out.
Show your whole ass.
Gray.
My third song would have to be Jealous by Labyrinth. And I think it correlates to the topic because essentially it's a breakup song about how the person he was with is happy and they thriving and everything, and he's smiling in their face or whatever when he still got feelings for this person, and he's jealous how they're doing just fine without him and he's still suffering mentally and things like that.
Oh, okay. Cause actually, that was one of those songs I was gonna make as not that song, but a similar song was gonna be one I made as an honorable mention. But now I don't have to because we have this topic already to address. My song number 4 is actually a double feature, so we're gonna have 16 tracks on this playlist. It's a split between "Cut Ties" by Tiana Blake and "Enjoy Your Life" by Jared Brady.
I don't know why I think T.I. and Rihanna went. That's a completely different song.
I'm gonna
continue.
push you down a flight of stairs.
Please continue.
Both of these are further elaborations on how I avoid finding myself in situations with secrets and being hurt by secrets or having to keep secrets. I just actively on my end, I'm quick to cut a tie off because I'm always meeting new people and expanding and growing. And in growing, I'm not afraid to ever lose, because if I'm losing one thing, I'm always prepared to grow something more in that space or fill that space with something new. And in terms of enjoying my life, I'd rather just stay entirely detached and detracted from everything so that I can conserve my peace. So the chorus of that song, or pre-chorus I should say, says, "Why you worried about me? Just enjoy your life."
Yeah.
Because I'ma do me over here, and if you see me or if you don't see me, in any case, that's fine. You just know that assume I'm good until I say otherwise. We good. We see each other. Who's got a number 4 for me?
Oh, this is 4? I thought this was the 5th one. Oh my god.
No, this is number 4.
I'm out of songs.
So you gotta think a little. I'll come back to you. Gray?
Could you give us of your 5th one real quick?
Wow. My 5th one was "Don't Speak" by No Doubt. Because this is on the side of things where I already know the truth, and we both know the truth, but the secret has been that we've just been avoiding the truth this entire time. And so rather than just taking the time to be forthcoming and reflective or trying to even address the situation, which in this case is actually the end of a relationship, but we've known that this is coming for a while. We've known that this has existed, and rather than talking about it, we just pretend it never happened. And the more you pretend, the longer it just sits there and stews. And now there's no point. We're at the point of no return. So now defaulting back to song 4. Are either of you ready?
Good.
I just got a song in mind.
Ooh.
Okay.
We stand.
I have to find the name of it.
You might be able to find it by typing the lyrics in Google.
I mean, also you can explain the song too, and then you can provide me the name later.
Alright, well, it's from a show, How to Get Away with Murder, and the song was played when a character confessed that he had contact with someone before they were pronounced dead.
Why is there a dead girl's... Why is your penis on a dead girl's phone?
What?
Yes! You said How to first thing that came to mind was Sam. It was all like, Sam, why is your penis on a dead girl's phone? Oh, so funny to me. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Ooh, that was funny. I'm so sorry. Gray, song number 4.
Song number 4 would have to be "Liability" by Lorde.
Go on.
And basically, because what she said in the interview, which I resonated with that, how people found there's a certain pressure in finding it difficult to become friends with her. And they didn't say nothing to her. They just made it blatantly obvious in their actions that it was hard to become friends with her. But again, this is something that someone knew about what was going on. Lorde knew that they were feeling that way, but they didn't say it to her face. And I used to deal with that a lot, mostly because I was a quiet person, so I guess that's why people found it difficult to be friends with me, but that's basically it.
I feel that. Now we're on to song number 5 for you two.
Oh, God.
I found one. I'm good.
You found the name of the other song?
No.
Oh.
But I do have a 5th song.
Go ahead.
It's called Breaking News. And it's a breakup song.
Is it a potential breakup song?
No. It is a breakup song. It's about how in the relationship, this person always felt that they were better off without this person.
Hold the hell up, because the silence will hit all of us. Excuse me?
What?
I mean, there are 2 songs that came to mind. One's a show tune and the other one is an actual song. But excuse me?
What? Did I break you?
No, you didn't break me. It's just that's rude. How you think you better than somebody? And then on top of that, you're a dummy, bitch. Because why you dating somebody you think you're better than, stupid ass?
Better off without them, not better than.
Oh, that's what I was missing. I think my brain heard better and said, "Excuse me." Breaking news. Okay. Quang, 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 quang. Gray, do you have song number 5?
It's by Lil Lana Del Rey.
Oh no.
It's a cover of Nina Simone's song. It's called "The Other Woman." And essentially, she has this dude that she's talking to or whatever, and she is the other woman. And she just spends the whole time comparing herself to how she is to the woman that the man is with, and this, that, and the third. And the man is clearly keeping it from his actual woman, that he's talking to this woman on the side and everything. And I was in a little predicament like that when I was in high school or whatever, with this boy who had a girlfriend, but he wasn't out or nothing. So we were there talking. He sent me explicit photos and stuff like that, and I was just like, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. You got a girlfriend or whatever." I said it in a very humorous manner because I mean I wasn't gonna say no.
Come on,
but I knew it was. I was the weekend. She was the 9 to 5. So yeah, that was going on. Very secrecy and whatnot. That shouldn't have been happening, but it was damn well happening.
Well, and on that note, we're going to try and turn a new leaf where we provide a little bit of advice for all the listeners based on lived experiences, based on marginality to experiences, or just advice that you think is good to hear pertaining to today's topic. Who wants to start this one? Because I refuse.
I guess I will.
Okay.
You don't see bees telling flies that honey is better than shit. Do you? And don't tell anyone. Why?
Okay, go ahead then.
I stole that. I don't know from where, but I stole it.
Not you being a thiefus. You really out here robbing people. Gray?
Mine is very generic, but I need to learn from it myself. Tell the truth and cost it what it will, because I do have a problem with telling people things they need to hear for the sake of me keeping their feelings in mind, when in reality, if I keep it from them and they find out, it'll end up way worse than what it is. And then I have to excessively explain myself to the person about, oh, it wasn't this isn't the case, and yada yada yada. Just tell people what they need to hear.
Okay.
Because it will blow up bigger than it needs to.
Oh shit, I guess I'm up. Okay, so addressing my third song from earlier, it was Money Pies by Raish. My turning a new leaf quote is gonna be, do you and stay in your bag, because if you're taking care of your business, can't nobody ever tell you something's wrong with your business. And that means in any capacity. If you invested in your relationship, can't nobody tell you something that's going on in your relationship. If you invested in your literal business, if you got a job or whatever, or you're starting a company, whatever you want to be doing, if you got that shit going on, can't nobody tell you something is going wrong with it. Whatever you got going on in your life, if you sitting in your bag and minding your business, can't nobody ever tell you about your business. But if you ever allow yourself even the remote slip, and it's okay, because we all have moments where we slip out of our attention and out of our business, be it to mind no one's business and like float aimlessly, or because we're too busy paying attention to somewhere else or taking our eye off the prize. If you slip off that, you set yourself up for unnecessary pains and grievances.
Yeah.
And with that, we have officially gone through episode 2. Again, round of applause, everybody. Yes. Put your cheeks away.
Now, you know damn well I can't.
As always, this is the end of the episode, and before the episode concludes, I want to ask, do either of you have anything y'all promoting, y'all want to put on? Where can the people find y'all?
Find me anywhere. TheeGreyBllues is the @ for anything.
Okay. I'm gonna
You can follow me on Twitter.
Follow you on Twitter. Okay. Do you want to tell them, or should I just provide it in the description?
Spelling? Oh, Aero. I'm sorry.
Aero is the @
One more time. I'm sorry, baby. You cut out a little bit.
ENC Aero is the @
Perfect.
Got it.
Well, without further ado, this has been another episode. Thank you all for allowing me to be myself. Thank you to my lovely guests for coming out and being on this episode and putting up with my shenanigans. As always,
thank you for having me.
It has been your host, Tabla Rosa, aka La Rosa Negra, or Black Rose if you're nasty, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.